Hello everyone, this is Erik, the Asian movie enthusiast, and this is my review of The Machine Girl, a Japanese action comedy gore flick from 2008 that was directed by Noboru Iguchi. Now nowadays, in 2019, I would not be surprised if some of you have never heard of this film, but back in 2008, it was kind of a big deal on the internet. Coupled with its companion piece, Gore Police, a film also released in 2008 and directed by Yoshihiro Nishimura, who served as the special effects supervisor on Machine Girl. These two films created kind of an explosion of interest in the West for these blackly humorous Japanese gore films. And they also ignited a slew of similar projects, many of which these directors worked on during the following years. Now, I remember seeing the trailer for Machine Girl back in the day, and it certainly got me excited to watch it. So fast forward to today, it's been quite a while since I've rewatched this film, so I was curious as to whether or not it would hold up. So let's take a look. The plot goes something like this. It's pretty basic stuff, people. Ami is a typical college girl. They say college here. She's bright, friendly, popular, and athletic, with nothing to set her apart from other girls her age other than the fact that she's an orphan, left to care for her younger brother after her parents committed suicide. And things get worse, because Ami's brother is murdered by another boy at school, who just so happens to be the heir to a clan of vicious ninja-yakuza. So Ami seeks vengeance with the help of some destructive weaponry. So first and foremost, this movie has enough blood and gore to fill a lake. Alright, this is definitely a movie that soaks itself in excessive violence. There are no cutaway shots, really. The camera just sits there, and then it shows flesh wounds and blood sprays for just long periods of time. Yeah, so the bloodletting is definitely excessive, but the tone has a levity to it that takes the edge off most of the time. It's similar in some ways to Ricky-O, The Story of Ricky, which also had tons of blood and gore, but was silly enough to be really a fun time, right? However, I would say that The Machine Girl does have a slightly more mean-spirited edge to it, because there are a few scenes in this that feel a bit inappropriate and even slightly disturbing. This film almost takes itself seriously for stretches of time as well, but then it explodes into laugh-out-loud lunacy whenever the action hits. So I do like that strategy here in this case, because it mixes things up, and I find it to be more engaging than if it just was silly the whole time, right? So it has a nice little balance there, I think. The action scenes are numerous and highly inventive and very entertaining. One thing that surprised me when I saw The Machine Girl is that some of the fight scenes are actually pretty well executed for a low-budget flick, with some slightly extended fighting moments without an edit. There's some scenes in this where the camera will follow a character as they fight multiple people, and so I'm like, wow, really? So that was a nice little surprise. The weaponry gets ridiculous in this. It's just part of the fun. There's a lot of creativity on display in this film. There are scenes in The Machine Girl that still have not been duplicated in any other film, despite the fact that this came out 11 years ago. But even if you dislike the movie, it's certainly memorable. You're going to remember it. But I want to avoid giving you any specifics regarding the violence and the death scenes that actually happen in the film, because there's a lot of surprises if you don't know what's coming. I'm not even sure if I would recommend that you watch the trailer. You know what I mean? The trailer does give you a really good idea of what to expect if you're not sure, but it also gives away a lot of surprises that you're not going to see coming if you don't watch the trailer. So if you like violent revenge movies that are kind of silly and blackly humorous, just watch The Machine Girl and don't watch the trailer. Okay, that's my advice. Special effects are a mix of practical effects and CGI, neither of which are convincing at any point. Some of the special effects in this movie are bad. But there is a lot of stuff that looks fake. But if you take the tone into consideration, it actually enhances the experience, because everything in the movie is an exaggerated version of reality. And I'm not even just talking about the violence. I mean, the characters and the performances are exaggerated as well. This actually parodies certain aspects of Japanese culture, like yakuza, samurai, sushi, etc., in the most extreme and demented ways you could think. So the fake gore effects and over-the-top acting actually enriches what the filmmakers were attempting to do here. You know what I mean? It gives the actors a free pass of acting like, over the top and bad and all that type of thing. So I don't know. I like this movie. The pacing moves at a good clip. There's a little, it starts off with an action scene that's fun. Then there's like a 20 to 25 minutes flashback sequence where it kind of sets the conflict up and everything. But even that, this movie's still kind of interesting, even when the action isn't on screen. But the action's mostly peppered throughout very nicely, and it does what a good action should do. It gets progressively more ridiculous as it moves along, so it ends on a high note. So if you're listening to what I'm saying and it sounds fun to you, check it out. I definitely recommend The Machine Girl. I think it holds up. It's currently available on physical media and Amazon streaming in the United States. And yes, I will be reviewing Tokyo Gore Police, its companion piece from 2008, next week, because these two films together were kind of an event back in the day. And as always, we'll see you next time.